Deception is at an all-time high. And I'm here to tell y'all right now that God is willing to allow it. God is going to allow the deception that's going around. And it's because we're not we're not listening to him. We're ignoring him. And, he's sick of it. He's tired of the deception going around. And he's tired of his sheep, his people, listening to people that we know aren't speaking from him or aren't of him. It's like the wickedness is clear. It's no reason why we can't see it. It's so out in the open these days. It's sickening, and it's like we just like, oh, okay, it's just the times that we're in right now. And that's not okay with him. He's not letting stuff slide just because we feel like, the times has changed. His word has not changed. His word will not change. He's going to continue to, he said what he said. He said what he said, and he's not changing what he said because of the times that we're in. And he's not changing what he said because of how the world has changed and how we've been desensitized. We allowed ourselves to be desensitized to the things that's going on in these days. And it's just like we just let everything go. We don't stand up for nothing. We don't stand for nothing. We just let everything slide and just think everything's going to be okay. And we have put ourselves in these circles with people who we can clearly see don't serve the Lord, but yet we want to say we serve the Lord. But, how can we say we serve the Lord and, we speak for the Lord, but we're surrounded by people who clearly do the opposite? You can't sit you know what? Let me just get into the word, okay? So the first thing is be careful of these YouTube prophetic words, y'all. There's so many YouTube prophetic words that's going around, and honestly, it's literally tarot reading without showing you the cards. A lot of these prophetic words are just tarot readings, and they're just not showing you the cards. So because you don't see the cards, you think, it can't be witchcraft. You think because you don't see the witchcraft that it's not witchcraft. But if you were listening with your spiritual ears, you could hear the witchcraft. You can hear that that's not something that God told you. And what's sticking out the most to me is these kingdom spouse words. Y'all, I know y'all want to be married so bad, and the devil know it too. Like, I don't think we understand that the devil sees our patterns, y'all. Like, these kingdom spouse words, y'all, some of y'all been listening to these words for years, months. And I'm just like, it's a cycle, and it's going to keep you in it. This person that you wait for to come back, they didn't been in a relationship. Some of them got married, but you got people out here telling you that that's the what is it called? What they call it? Counterfeit. They calling them counterfeits and all this other stuff. I'm about to say you the counterfeit. Lord forgive me. Listen, you are not that person's spouse. Do you hear me? God is not sending you someone else's spouse. I really want y'all to understand that these kingdom spouse words are familiar spirits. They see, like, some of these people doing these kingdom spouse words, y'all, they are just taking scenarios that's common, and they are just pulling at y'all heartstrings with them. They're just pulling at y'all heartstrings, and it's running. When I tell you, when you go on YouTube, it's all you see now. Depending on, that's another thing, y'all. Like, your algorithm. Listen, okay, I'm jumping all over the place, but I'm so passionate about this, y'all, because the Lord is really like trying to pull y'all from this deception that y'all falling into, and y'all done been in it so long. Like, if the Lord was to remove your hand and let you sit in this deception, you're gonna be in there for a few more years, okay? Now, like, y'all are waiting on people that God freed you from. Like, that's another thing. If you said a prayer for the Lord to free you from somebody, and he freed you from that person, and then you got somebody doing a kingdom spouse word telling you that that person's coming back to you, and you're waiting on it, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm going to tell you what you're doing. You are delaying your promise. You are delaying your breakthrough, and the devil knows it. The devil knows it. Have you noticed that sometimes when you're going through something and you need a breakthrough, or you feel like you was doing good and things is falling into place for you, and then all of a sudden you get a curveball, it's because the devil threw a trap at you and you fell right into it. And I'm not speaking at y'all, because I've been there before. I was doing good one time, and then the Lord threw me something. I mean, not the Lord, like I was thrown something, and I was like, ooh, and it took me a while. I was like, that had to be the devil. Because that was such a distraction. That was nothing but the devil. It happens to all of us. It happens to the best of us. Let me tell y'all. But that's why you have to pray over everything and everyone that comes into your life. And you definitely have to pray over these prophetic words, y'all. Because all these prophets ain't prophesizing for the Lord at all. Okay? When people reject what is clearly seen of God, it leads to a downward spiral, right? Of foolish hearts made dark, adultery and sexual impurity. I got that from somewhere that I came across that, and I saw it, and I was like, because them people showing you, right? They showing you that they don't want you. Like, the rejection is clearly there. But then you got people on these prophetic words saying, oh, yes, they may be showing you that they don't want you, but trust me, in their heart, they love you and they're dying to be with you. What? What? If they wanted you and they were dying to be with you, they would come to you. They would be with you. What's stopping them? Ask yourself what's really stopping them. If they loved you so much, if they wanted to be with you so much, what's stopping them? These people are showing you these kingdom spouse words. Y'all waiting on people that has told you to your face that they don't want to be with you. But you have been so deceived and naive that you are literally like, oh, he's just saying that because such and such said in her word that he was going to say that. These are tarot readings without the card, y'all. It's giving that. It's giving tarot reading without the card, y'all. And it's a cycle. Like, these people are really making you delusional. And it's one thing, and what's so crazy is, like, you'll ask God for confirmation, and then God don't confirm it. Let me tell you, some of y'all are asking, this is how crazy, some of y'all are asking God to confirm this for you. And the only confirmation you're getting is through another prophetic word. It's through another false prophet. You are asking God to confirm a false prophet's word, and then you not get it in real life, or you're not getting it from God himself, but you go on YouTube and you see a false prophet, another kingdom spouse word, and then you take that as God's confirmation. God is not confirming through their word. The devil sees your pattern, and YouTube knows your algorithm. Like, I feel like I need to say that again. The Lord is not confirming that false prophet's word through another false prophet's word. The devil sees your pattern, and YouTube knows your algorithm. YouTube is feeding you more of what you've already watched. And let me tell y'all how some of y'all should know that y'all are watching witchcraft. It's because when YouTube updates your algorithm, and then at the top on the search bar, it'll show you categories of videos you can pick through. I will never forget, I clicked on this lady's YouTube video. And right after clicking on her YouTube video, the top of my search bar changed. I didn't even know YouTube did this at this point. The top of it changed where I was able to select through the categories. And once I watched her video, one of the categories was tarot reading. One of the categories was tarot reading, which means either she lines up in that, or her audience lines up in that. Both of which I don't want nothing to do with. Like, if you open your eyes, the Lord will let you, he will get you out of that deception. He will free you from that deception. And honest, and look, a perfect, let me say something. Listen, I don't care what y'all feel about Jonathan Reynolds. I don't know the man, but the song he has that's called Cycles. So many of y'all need to listen to that song. That song, right? A particular part in that song, I kept singing it over and over and over again one day. And I was like, why I keep singing this one little part? And it's, the devil will learn from your mistakes even if you don't. That one line right there, I kept singing it over and over and over and over and again. The devil will learn from your mistakes even if you don't. Do you understand how scary that is if you allow it to be? Like, do you understand how deceiving, y'all, he can learn. Oh, she want to sit there and watch these Kingdom Spouse videos all the time. This is what she feeding her mind with. This is what she into. Oh, I know. I see how she pulling her. Like, listen. He's going to keep that in your mind, y'all. Your mind is a playground for him. And if he can keep your mind locked on this person that's never coming back to you, if he can keep your mind locked on these people, you're going to miss every single opportunity that comes your way. And that's exactly what he wants. He wants to kill, steal, and destroy. And he can do all three by keeping you stuck on one person. Because we want marriage so bad. We want to be validated so bad. We want, we've been rejected and abandoned. So we want them wounds. We want to cover them wounds so bad with somebody that just loves us so much. The same person who gave us that wound. We want them to come back so we can show them how we really are. We feel like we got to prove something to that person. Deception. And if the devil can keep that person in your life, he knows that the Lord is not going to bless you with that person in your life. Because we all know that the Lord be moving people out the way because he know they can't come with. The most famous line we always say is, everybody can't come with you. You keep chasing that kingdom spouse, that person that's really not your spouse, that false prophet told you was your spouse. You keep chasing after them and you're going to get them. And it's going to be worse than the last time. You pray that the Lord will free you from that and you go back to that, it's going to be worse than the last time. And somebody has to tell you that. It's going to be worse than the last time. You think it's going to be roses. And then they tell you, oh, it's going to be rough in the beginning, but you'll see. You know what? Because they know for a fact that listen, let me calm down. Because I don't want y'all to feel like I'm talking at y'all. But I just really want y'all to wake up. Because we are coming in a time where the Lord is being mocked. And he's sick of that. Oh, I'm going to tell you right now. This year, it's going to be a lot of exposing. Okay? We back onto the exposing of it all. We thought 2020, we called 2020 the exposure year of 2020 vision. We did all that. Here we are again 4 years later, and the Lord still got to expose some stuff to us because we still in the same cycle. We still believe in the same stuff we shouldn't be believing. We still holding these people on a pedestal. We still doing all of these things that the Lord told us not to do. We still worshiping all these idols. We still going to these concerts he told us to step away from. We still praising these people, and we don't even praise him that much. I'm just get into some scriptures, okay? For these false prophets. 1 Peter 3:10. For whoever would love life and see good days must keep the tongue from evil and their lips from deceitful speech. 2 Corinthians 11:13. For such people are false apostles, deceitful workers, masquerading as apostles of Christ. These people are not of God, y'all. And you know what's so much more dangerous is if these people genuinely believe. Now I'm not, listen. No, I'm not gonna say that, because I genuinely believe. Y'all, everything you listen to, ask God about it. Ask God about it. Because some of these people genuinely feel like they're hearing from the Lord. And they're not. And that is more dangerous than a person who knows they're not hearing from the Lord. Why? Because a person that knows they're not hearing from the Lord, they'll push a message and be like, I don't believe it, but they don't. A person that genuinely feels like they're hearing from the Lord and are confused and is deceived themselves and is in deception themselves and blind themselves, listening to these familiar spirits, they are so passionate because they believe that they're hearing from the Lord. Therefore, they are willing to push and push and push and push. And that's dangerous. Because y'all can see how genuine, because you feel like you see how genuine their hearts are. And they so passionate about that thing, they be in tears when they be giving these words, y'all. They be genuinely happy for you because they don't know no better. It's not because, and people like you'll oh my God, they're so emotional about this. They got to be telling the truth. No. Think about situations where people can be so deceived in something where you know one side of a story, you know the truth of the story, but you looking at the person, and you're like, man, if only you really knew the truth. Romans 16:18, for such people are not serving our Lord Christ, but their own appetites. By smooth talk and flattery, they deceive the minds of naive people. They be so smooth, child. They be so smooth in their speech. And if you go back down, let me tell y'all something. I wanted to see what was going on, right? So I went to a few of these channels and I scrolled through these videos. They've been posting these videos for 3-4 years. I didn't know this Kingdom Spouse mess went back that long. It go back that far? 3-4 years? And you still on here talking about he's coming soon. It's right now. But this is where they get you, though. You got to be careful because it may not be your season. Do you understand what they're saying? Do you understand what they're trying to... Listen, they're trying to make sure that they cover themselves. Because everybody not going to get married at the same time. Not everybody in the world, everybody that's listening to them is not going to get married at the same time. They know that. So they tell you if it's not your season, just wait. Because eventually it'll be your season. And because they have people that's being naive, like the word said, and it's under this deception, that's being really deceived, they see people around them getting married, like, okay, that word must have been for them. This is their season. My season coming up soon. Eventually it is going to come. If the Lord allows you to get married, what you going to just think, oh, all of a sudden it must be my season? No, they're saying that because they know it's not going to be for everybody. But just so happen a few people gonna get married because it's their time. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, they're saying it may not be your season. Therefore, because if it doesn't happen to you, they could just easily say, oh, it must not be your season yet. They didn't told you all last year he's coming before Christmas. He'll be here before Christmas. And blah, 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 before Christmas. Before the year is over. If it's your season. Therefore, if you didn't get married by Christmas, baby, and you email them, they're like, oh, well, it must not have been your season. Psalms 101:7. No one who practices deceit will dwell in my house. No one who speaks falsely will stand in my presence. Colossians 2:3. See to it that no one takes you captive through hollow and deceptive philosophy, which depends on human tradition and the elemental spiritual forces of this world rather than on Christ. Anyone telling you to focus on man instead of telling you to seek God first is not hearing from God. God does not need your help on anything he does. You're not blessed by your performance. A lot of y'all need to hear that. Listen, I got that message yesterday. I had to remind myself of that yesterday. I'm not perfect. I be doing stuff, well, not this, but I be doing stuff where I'm like, listen, I think I got to keep doing stuff and trying to prove myself to the Lord so I can be blessed. It ain't even by your performance. But that's a whole nother word right there. But anybody telling you to focus on God. I mean, focus on man is not hearing from God. They're not. They're not. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm going to be vulnerable with you. I had watched some of these words years ago. About a year ago. And I was listening to it, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool or whatever, because the Lord did tell me that I would be married. He didn't say when. He didn't never tell me who. He never told me none of that. But in my one-on-one time with the Lord, he told me that I will be married because I asked him, will I be married? Right? And I fell into one of those. All you gotta do is watch one. And then that YouTube algorithm, because it's smooth talking, child. If you're not careful, they'll get you and then they'll reel you in. And then I started thinking like, wait a minute. Something ain't right. And then like recently, those same people to pop up and I'm like, you still talk about this? You not married yet? And what breaks my heart, right, is that when I see people finally starting to warn other people about this, right? You'll go in the comments and it breaks my heart because it really allows me to see just how deceived people are. Is this young lady put in the comments one time and she said, how do we not know that people that's coming against these words aren't just bitter and upset because theirs never happened or theirs never came? And that lets me know that y'all not seeking God for these things. That lets me know y'all not going to God first. That lets me know y'all not taking these words back to him. Because when I took one of these words back to him, when I tell you he snatched me up out of that thing so fast, here's the thing, y'all. You have to be willing and want the Lord to help you get out of your deception. Excuse me, y'all, I'm a little sick. But you have to desire to come up out of that. Because if you know what's right, and the Lord has shown you that this is not right, you feel in your spirit something's not right. And you choose to be in that anyway, he is going to allow you to sit in that. For y'all that's listening to these words, those other scriptures was for people giving those words, because the Lord he about to tear down a lot of these platforms and hush a lot of y'all up. And I want y'all to be careful, because what comes on them can, may, and will possibly affect you. Ephesians 5:6. Let no one deceive you with empty words, for because of such things God's wrath comes on those who are disobedient. If you think the Lord is just going to feel sorry for you because you was deceived by one of these false prophets over and over and over and over again, no. You are not going to just skip out of the wrath because you were so deceived and naive and that you fell into the deception. The Lord always give us a way of an escape. And part of that is by coming to him. If you had came to him, if you had prayed about it, if you had spoke about it, he would have let you know you being deceived. I need you to back away from that, daughter. I need you to back away from that, my son. Excuse me, y'all. But you are choosing to sit in it because it makes you feel good. It makes you feel good to hear that somebody wants you. Jeremiah 9:6. You live in the midst of deception. In their deceit, they refuse to acknowledge me, declares the Lord. You live in the midst of deception. Sorry, I might have said that wrong. In their deceit, they refuse to acknowledge me, declares the Lord. Some of y'all wake up and turn on these words, right? You don't even pray to God about it. You just wake up and you turn on the word because you feel like it's faster. You just have itchy ears. You just feel like, oh, if I watch this YouTube video, it'll tell me what I needed to hear for today. It'll tell me what's gonna happen next. And y'all don't think that relates to that is almost the definition of tarot reading. What's gonna happen next? You waiting, you coming to YouTube to get a insight on your future. They telling you what's going to happen next. They telling you what's going to come up next. God told them and he didn't tell you. Second Thessalonians 2:11. And you know what, y'all? This one I've been seeing the most. Therefore, God sends them a strong delusion so that they may believe what is false, in order that all may be condemned. Some of y'all, when y'all first heard me say, God is going to allow you to be in that deception, you thought I was wrong by saying that. I could have put this in the beginning of the video, but those who need to hear all of this will hear all of this. God sends them a strong delusion so that they may believe in what is false. If you don't get your butt out of them people's comment section, if you don't get your behind away from them kingdom spouse words, if you don't get out of there, you're going to be stuck there. If you willing to believe man instead of him, he will allow you to sit in your delusion. It's up to you how many years you replay over and over in that cycle. You are willingly sitting in your wilderness. It's so many of us that could have crossed over by now, but we have chosen to sit in delusion and complain and just focus on the wrong things, that we have delayed ourselves, and then give the devil credit for it. Sure, you let him in. He gave you what you needed to be deceived, but then you ran on along with it. You ran along with it. Sure, the video popped up in on your feed, but because you have itchy ears and you want to hear what you want to hear so bad, you kept watching more and more and more. The word says even the elect will be deceived. Y'all, we got pastors out here that used to be anointed. I mean, these pastors used to be so filled with the Holy Spirit, but they decided to hang it up for their pride. These pastors came out with good intentions. Most of them. Some of them. And got carried away. They were anointed. They were. We're going to get into that in the next video, y'all. I'm about to end this one now. But the next video, it's on me to say it right now, because some of y'all problem isn't these kingdom spouse words. Some of these problems are these pastors whose pulpits and congregations you are part of and stuff like that. Like some of you are being deceived by pastors and not necessarily these YouTube false prophets. And it's hard because so many of you have put your pastor on a pedestal that you feel like they can do no wrong, to the point that we got pastors playing the devil's music in church and we think it's okay because we have to reach out to the new generation, right? That's what they keep saying. We have to make it look appealing for the new generation. Let me explain something to y'all. At one point, we were the new generation. Growing up, at one point, we were the new generation. And I never seen one of the pastors that was preaching when I was a child reaching out to the young that way. They didn't have to reach out to my generation by swag surfing or whatever video or music was out in that time. They wasn't playing that mess in the church. They didn't have to reach out to us that way. You know what they did? They got their butts out into the community. They had like cookouts and stuff where kids could get together and play games, and that's how they reached out to us. They reached out to us in a way where we felt welcomed. They reached out to us in a way where we didn't have to question, am I in church or am I in the club? And we got people out here who want their souls saved so bad. And they are going into these churches and they still can't get away from what they're running from. You got pastors out here playing on stage because they feel like they have to bring the word to life when it's already living. Y'all, we are in a time where even our pastors think that they're hearing from God, and they're not. Because even the elect will be deceived. Pride has crept in on a lot of these pastors. And the Lord is not speaking through that. They have welcomed another spirit into their soul, into their life. And it's coming right out of their mouth. It's coming out of their actions. It's spilling right out of their pores. And you see the changes in them. And you're just like, oh, they're a little different. But they're just trying to reach the young crowd. But you have these young people coming out saying, listen, I just wanted to go to church. Instead, I thought I was in a club. No wonder I didn't go to church all this time. What's the difference? And then you got them coming out saying, oh, look how many people I saved. You didn't do what? How many you did it? Y'all, please go to God for the information you need. Let's go to God for the information that we need. Because it's about to get worse. And it's really about to get worse because the Lord is beginning to allow it to happen. It has to happen in order for it to be fixed. It has to happen in order for it to be done. Like, He is allowing it to happen so He can expose it and get rid of it. And it's up to you if you want to be caught in the fire. Because the wrath of it is coming. Oh, the wrath is coming. The wrath is coming. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. The wrath is coming. It's too much going on in the church and the body of Christ. It's coming. And if you're tied to it, you're going to get burned. And if you thinking, oh, well, I just watch it from online, so how could it possibly touch me if I'm watching a video online? Okay, well, yeah. Those same people that's telling you to go run out and chase somebody who don't want you, or chase people that ain't really there for you, or chase the demons that the Lord freed you from. You keep on chasing them demons that the Lord set you free from. What you think them demons gonna do with you? You think them demons gonna play with you? You think them demons happy? They are happy to see you, actually. They can't wait to get a hold of you. But He protecting you from it. At least He tried to. You prayed for Him to. And He did His work. He set you free from it. You think that wrath can't touch you because you watching a false prophet online telling you that your kingdom spouse is coming. You think that wrath can't touch you because you watching some false preacher online and he's telling you certain stuff. Let me tell you something. That stuff is planting seeds in your body. It's planting seeds in your mind. It's doing something to you. You are retaining the information. And whether you know it or not, you acting on it. You're delaying yourself from it. Even if your wrath is in your delay. Y'all, I'm gonna end this one here. I just my heart is grieved for a lot of people. It is. I'm gonna see y'all next time. Y'all stay blessed.